pleasure, but it will never be a part of me. Mind, body, and soul, ain't no I in we. Baby, when you cry, who wipes your tears? When you scared, who's telling you?
Welcome to winter. Good morning, or is it afternoon? Just got trapped in a little snowstorm with my friend HIRO, and you can see snowy Alberta. Calgary's got lots of snow right now, but surprise today, check this out. FJ Cruiser. Anyone who's been watching the channel for a little while knows that I took one of these for a drive last fall, and when the snow gets really deep, I guess that's relative. When the snow gets above like 4 or 5 inches, especially with my new HIRO kit, my FRS is dragging ground and picking up snow. It's like a snowplow. And so I'm thinking about picking up one of these. This one, I'm just test driving a 2008 FJ Cruiser. I forget what year they came out, 2006 or 07. So this is one of the earlier models. This one is got the full jungle tan paint job, but I think it's pretty cool. All-wheel drive all time, you know, if you don't know already, and not the greatest tires. This one I'm driving has some Toyo all-terrain tires, so it's a little slick in the snow, but a little better than driving around in a sports car that's 4 inches off the ground. So if you've never been in the FJ Cruiser, it's got a lot of room in the back. Not a super deep hatch area, but definitely enough to get, you know, 4 luggage pieces in here. 60-40 split seats, so you can drop it down. Folds pretty flat, so you can get a lot of gear in here. It's surprising how deep the vehicle actually is. And look at this. I'm not sure. I don't know if that came from the factory. But here's the funny thing about this vehicle. V6, you know, Toyota's reliability is not an issue. But say you want to get in the back seat. It's got this funky little suicide door, and then you just hop in the back. So, you know, if you're taking your grandparents for a cruise, that's a bit of a step up. But for my kids, they love it. They think it's an adventure. And the same on the other side too. So let's have a look inside. All right, under the hood, V6 Beast. This one's got about 230,000 kilometers, showing a little corrosion. You know, similar to some of the older Toyotas, there's a lot of empty space here, easy to work on. I'm not sure about the corrosion. Obviously, you don't want to see that in anything too new, but this is a 2008, so this is a 10-year-old vehicle. You can see down there. Obviously, I want a smoking price on this, but I think it's a good place to start. Looks clean, lots of room in the engine bay. I'm not a mechanic, but it drives really nice. All right, so back inside, there's actually lots of room in here. Not a crazy amount of leg room, but like I said, the seats drop down. You can do a split. Tons of headroom. I'm 6 feet. I've got another 4 or 5 inches here. And otherwise, pretty basic. You know, I've gone through these cars before. You know, the whatever this funky edition is, you have your compass. I forget what they call that. It's like a gyroscope. It tells you like if you're tipping over, how many degrees you're over. Not that I'm a big off-roader, but the point is really to be able to get to the mountains. In the winter in Canada, roads are pretty brutal, lots of snow. And so it's amazing actually inside here. Back in, you know, how many years ago? In the 80s, we had in the family a 79 Land Cruiser. And it's got that Land Cruiser feeling. I think they kind of went for that. And you know, just all the basic comforts of a modern car. One funky thing with this one though, my VSC light, that's been on the whole time. We had a similar problem with that with 4Runner, the 4Runner Sport. That might have been one of my old videos. I don't remember actually. It's you know, it's fixable, but just going to make sure that's not an ongoing issue. But I like it. And so I have actually 2 more of these to look at another dealership. What do you think? Let me know what you think. We can go take it for a cruise. One thing I didn't mention, you know, this you have the full-time 4-wheel drive option, but it's actually got that, see if I can focus this better. The same setup as the pickup, so you can go high 4, high 2, back through neutral over to low 4. So just like a truck. So I'm gonna ask the guys too about running high 2. One of my friends had one of these, and must be better for gas mileage in the summer on the highway. Kind of reminds me of driving a Humvee. I've never driven the real Humvee, but I rented a Hummer one time to drive around Hawaii. That was pretty cool. I don't know how much the locals liked it, but it's pretty cool to set up high, have this window so far out in front. It's way out there. Feels like a real off-roader. And like I said, these tires suck. I can drift, 4-wheel drift anytime. Because they're the all-terrain tires. Don't ever get tricked if you have a 4x4 with all-terrain. It's not a snow tire. But this is pretty cool. Thanks, Toyota. So overall, the driving feel is great. Super responsive. Probably more responsive because of the short wheelbase than the 4Runner. I've driven a lot in the 4Runner. And like I said, like feels like a truck. You know, I've driven, you've probably seen this year, almost every kind of Toyota on my channel. Corollas, RAV4s, 4Runner, and this feels like you're driving a truck, but the short wheelbase, it spins around really quick. I did a couple of donuts and it's awesome. And for a 2008, for a 10-year-old vehicle, you'd never know. This is in great shape. Now let's just see if they got a great price. Color is not my first choice either. Obviously, if I could pick one, I'd get a white one. Then we'd have like matching Toyota family. But the other 2 I'm gonna look at are black. So can't be fussy about color, but black is cool. And so far so good. Anyone who's interested in this, if I don't buy it, it's at South Point Toyota, and come talk to Jamil. He's a great guy. All right. One cool thing on this FJ that I didn't know, there's this button that says subwoofer. Can you hear the difference? Maybe it was on and I just turned it off. Oops. And don't drive with your iPhone. Subwoofer. the back seat. Little back seat test. It's not bad actually. I've got room. And then this 60-40 split. The seats go down, but not quite flat. There's still a bit of a bump there. But I like how they're protected. They'll give you lots of lots of room to get more gear in here and not worry about scratching things. Yeah, back seat is not bad actually. Toyota. Now I got to get back into this. HIRO the winter beast. So that FJ Cruiser, that was a lot of fun. Maybe not as fun as this. So I love looking at older trucks and cars. That FJ is a 2008, and the asking price is 15, so we can probably do a little bit better than that. But always the trouble is, you have a 10-year-old vehicle, and the kilometers, that one's at 235,000. So over 200 and 10 years old, and Toyota won't finance that. So I'll have to go to the bank and figure that out, which isn't impossible, but sometimes you just like to roll into the dealership and get a deal done and take a vehicle home. And it never works like that, does it? So search continues tomorrow. Going to look at a couple of newer ones. One's a 2010, definitely has less miles. And I think the other one is a 2011. It's one of the guys, one of the big bosses has one. And so we'll go check that out. And we'll see how it goes. But so far so good. I really like the drive. Super positive. And trucky. But now let's see if we can get the best deal. Thanks for watching, everybody. More tomorrow.